to really explore who you are, it really starts with you asking what you need. Ask yourself what you like, what you don't like, what truly brings you to life. And there are so many people right now that still operate from, I need to be doing this because I must. And it's all sort of like a conditioning that we've all been into, right? And every time that you recognize a pattern yourself that you don't like, that's a win itself. And why I say it's a win, because it helps you clarify any doubts you have about yourself. And this saves you so much time and energy from going after things and people that really don't bring energy to your life, that don't bring passion into your life. And the way to really explore that and see is by really asking yourself those certain questions, like reflecting on what maybe I loved as a child, and from that you extract what truly brought you joy from that task that you truly loved. And it really changes with time. As you grow older, you pick up new hobbies, you meet different people, you maybe start understanding life in a more deeper way, in a more enthusiastic, from a different lens than how you used to understand yourself. Maybe understanding yourself can be taking a trip somewhere by yourself, that you get to explore how you deal with certain situations. If a problem arises, what would you do? Who would you reach out to? How would you think in that moment? Are you calm? Are you anxious? It's little things like that, as simple as it may sound. It helps to introspect and it helps to understand where you are leaning into your life. Because often, if we're looking at so many things or so many people and what they're doing and what's the best case scenario or what can I do, it mostly comes from a place of we're trying to understand it from their own eyes, which don't work most of the time. And that's looking at other people to show you who you are, when you truly know what you must do, but you're so afraid to step in and then wander and explore who you are and what kind of things life brings ahead of you. Which then comes down to the second point. How often do you suppress what you feel? How often do you sit and nurture yourself with what you're feeling? Let's say that I'm feeling anxious right now, I'm feeling stressed about something. Am I going to take a cup of wine or, numb myself in different ways, maybe smoking, maybe getting into unhealthy habits? The first step you gotta do, if you want to come out of a state of depression, of a state of feeling low in life, find something that really brings you to life. And I'm not saying that you must, find your purpose, because purpose, again, is such a big word, especially in nowadays. Everyone is kind of using it, and there's a lot of people out there saying this is what you got to do to find your purpose, this is not working, this is working. When you align your passions, things that bring you joy, your emotions get easier to deal with, meaning you cope with life in a much relief, because when you have something to look forward to, something to focus on, something to find this loving light, this amazing energy from, you then don't dread so much about, I'm feeling anxious right now, I need to run away from this emotion. It gets easier to sit with yourself, in conclusion. It gets easier to sit with yourself when you are checking your habits day to day, what you're doing from the moment you wake up to the moment before you go to bed. What is it that you do? What are your habits? Do you track them? Are you consistent? Do you show up for yourself in the roughest moments? How is your self-talk like? How do you manage stress? And what kind of people you're surrounded by? Are you reaching out for support when you need it? So using what you have in your toolbox to understand yourself. And that's literally how I go about my journey of everything that I started to explore in my life. It came from a curiosity place. I was just like, let's explore what that's like. You know, I was in a state of, I would love to see that. I would love to explore that. I would love to hang out with those type of people. I would love to try something new. I'd like to, go for this yoga class that I haven't tried before, or different type of yoga, or go to the swimming class, being that I'm not such a good swimmer. Exploring, your hobbies, it's linked then to your mood, right? And this is the way to first understand, but also get curious. What really excites you? What really brings you to life? How can you manage stressors in your life that you have no control over? So do you sit with yourself enough? It's also a daily ritual. It's a practice. If you don't sit with yourself, just doing nothing, literally nothing, like it's just a challenge for yourself. Are you able to sit in silence, not needing to do anything, not needing to fix, not needing to change anything, not needing to, change the experience, but that you're just exploring yourself in that moment? That's the phase of exploration. But before you explore, you need to get curious. Without curiosity, there is no tendency, no urge, no drive. I think that's the best way to describe it. No drive to what you truly love. There isn't a pathway, because you need to look at it like a ladder. Like you're connecting ladders together. You're connecting those steps of the ladder so you can get to where you're headed. It really depends on your goal. If your goal is to lose weight, okay, before losing weight, what do I need to do to get me to lose weight? Is it the food? Is it the exercise? Is it to manage my time, to look at my to-do list, to create a routine? So understanding that is really crucial if you really want to grow and improve your life right now in this moment. So feeling your emotions, exploring your hobbies, and letting go of conditioning is number 3. If there is any conditions from your past life that you're still operating on, you need to change them. You may be wondering, how do you change that? How do you change limiting beliefs that you've grown up with, and to get out to the other side, which is that what's the opposite of conditioning? Well, the simple way to put it is that you must let go. Letting go your past versions. If you're not ready to heal, if you're not ready to better your life, then this isn't for you. Because in order for us to let go of our past selves, we need to be ready to go deep. Go deep into the discomfort. Go deep into things that you ran away from, instead of facing it head on, instead of gathering that courage that we always have to then change our identity, to change our beliefs. One exercise that you can do is just taking out pen and paper, or just on your notepad, and finding or asking yourself, what are some beliefs I took on what are some beliefs I took on about myself to be true that is controlling me in my life right now, that I cannot get myself to let go. you see that resistance that I'm just speaking about. I cannot let go. It feels difficult, it feels heavy. And notice where that energy is in your body. Do you feel tightness here? Is it in your belly? Is it on your throat? Is it your back? Because these are stored, right? We have different chakras, which are energy systems present in our body. So when you ask yourself, where do I carry those beliefs? That's the second question. First, what are some beliefs I'm having about myself that is restricting me and I cannot move forward in life? Because guess what? It's never about the circumstance. It's nobody outside of you is responsible for your healing. Not your mom, not your dad, not your siblings, not your friends, nobody. Nobody's responsible for your happiness or your unwillingness to change. Sometimes people are unconscious, that's why they're not able to change. So to step into awareness, the second thing is, what are my beliefs? What do I believe about myself? And then challenge those beliefs. Do I believe that to be true about myself? Or did I hear it from certain people in my life, my family, and people that I grew up with, which no faults of theirs. This is how they were raised. So it's kind of like also moving through forgiveness, which sometimes can be so difficult to forget the people that hurt us the most, especially the people who are close with us. So getting to explore the beliefs, and when do those beliefs arise? And then the third or fourth point, how are those beliefs controlling me in life? How are those beliefs limiting me in my life that I cannot move forward? One of the common, or a few of the common ones are, I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful, I'm not worthy of love, nobody cares about me, I am a failure, I cannot succeed, I'm stuck in life forever, I am cursed. And these are really common if you've been raised in a family where you weren't given love, you weren't given importance. These are phrases I heard a lot from my clients that I worked with. One of them said to me that I'm cursed. I cannot attract this partner of my life, my dream partner or soulmate, which I don't really believe in. I truly believe we attract who we are. And I told her, like, where did that come from? Where does that belief of I am cursed come from? And then she said to me, well, my mom used to always say that, or maybe one of her family members. They used to always tell her, you are cursed. You will never find love in your life. So imagine how heavy that is to grow up with a belief of, I am cursed. So for your whole life, you grow up, you go into that relationship, you see, I didn't get love from this person. And now that belief proves, or that partner then proves to her that the belief is true. It's absolute true. So subconsciously, she will continue sabotaging the relationship. Because deep down, if she has that belief of I'm cursed, she goes into every relationship, and when it doesn't work out, she blames it on the belief. But it's actually a subconscious way of reprogramming. She finds maybe a way to sabotage the relationship unconsciously, even if she wants to have it to play out so perfect because this is what she wants. But is she truly aligned with what she wants? And getting to explore that belief is one of the most difficult things, let me tell you. It's so difficult to even go from I'm cursed to I deserve love. Like, notice the gap between these two beliefs. And if you have something similar, which I believe that everyone has, certain beliefs about themselves, you must know how to close the gap. So you cannot, for example, have a belief and go find the opposite of the belief and make it work in that moment. It never works, right? Because again, that's fixing from the wrong place. Or let's change that. It's not fixing, but we're trying to understand ourselves from the wrong place because we're enhancing that belief still. We are moving from that belief of I'm not worthy, and then you tell yourself I'm worthy. But is it really going to change the relationship? Is it really going to change how you see yourself? No, most likely not. So the most important thing, which is understanding how can you close the gap between that belief of I'm not worthy to the belief I'm worthy. What do I need to do to feel worthy? Is buying more things going to help me love myself more? Is going into a relationship and expecting that person to love you more than you love yourself? Is it that I am going to be popular and attract so many people in my life to feel I'm enough or I'm worthy? None of these things work. And I can list more and more, like more money in your life, more success, more people. Is it really going to remove the belief that I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy? Is it really going to help you figure out or understand that you're worthy? No. I wish I could say that it does, but it doesn't. And I've tried that, I've been there. Because we're still subconsciously, our body is still reprogrammed from that belief. So without realizing, we will continue to work, move out in this life with that belief, like carrying that belief, almost like you're pregnant. I don't know, that's such a silly way to put it, but it's very accurate. Imagine you're pregnant with that belief. So a mom carries the baby in her womb. Wherever she goes, it's with her. The baby is with her up until like the baby grows and she gives birth. Same thing with beliefs. You're going to be pregnant with your beliefs forever, right? Until you're ready to give birth. You're ready to give birth to a new belief. It's a very extreme example, and I put it this way so you can visualize or imagine it as that. But really, so try to give birth to another belief. How do we do that? So new beliefs come when you shatter everything that is proving to you that this belief is right. And I'll put it this way for you so you can understand. Belief is a what? Think of it like a table. This is the belief. That's the surface of the table. That's the top of the table, right? These are the legs of the table. You got to shatter the legs to drop the belief. So the legs of the table are the evidence, are the experiences that proof that this belief is right, hence it's standing still. So now what we're going to do to shatter the belief, we need to shatter and ask ourselves, what led me to believe this? What led this table to stand? So when it comes to beliefs, what am I still holding on to, which most likely may not be true, that this is right about myself? And most likely it's in our heads, right? We're imprisoned in our minds that we can't really free ourselves. And I'm still going through this, right? As a human, doesn't mean that I don't have beliefs that I'm not working through. I do, and I work through those every single day or every single time that I'm experiencing a block in my life. I ask myself, like, why am I sabotaging this? And then it ends up being that I have a belief about myself that I'm not good enough and worthy for this much, or success, or great relationships. I've gotten in so far challenging this. And I'm in a such better place because I get to do this work, and because I do a lot of inner work on myself. Whether that I be working, I'm always constantly having things to back up myself, because you need those tools. That's why I'm really sharing this with you, because I know that more and more people are awakening, more people are talking about this, more people are going into this healing journey. And thanks to yoga, spirituality, books, and psychology, all the things that I'm studying, and now being a yoga teacher, I've just been immersing myself and want to go even deeper to know our physiology, how our body is affecting the way that we move in our life, the beliefs, relationships. So going back to that example of the table, what are some beliefs you need to let go of? What are the evidences you need to drop? Start to challenge. If you think that people hate you or that people won't like you in friends group, challenge that. Go to a social group. Go socialize. Maybe go to there's a lot of social groups where you can hang out to make friends, to maybe play sports, to do things together, pottery, painting, and ask yourself, like, do these people not like me? And try to have a conversation and see that, do they really respond to you in a way where I actually don't like being with this person, they trigger me, or they're super weird. By the way, if you are weird, that's great, because you're rippling away everyone who is not aligned with you. So stop pleasing. A part of this journey also, I forgot to mention, now that I'm saying it, people pleasing. You first want to stop doing that. And to stop doing something, you need to stop the things that are holding it, right? Like, why are you pleasing? What are you trying to gain from pleasing? Why do you not think you're worthy? Which you are, by the way, but no matter how many people tell you that, you need to feel it within, right? So it's a journey of self-trust and belief. You need to open those really creepy windows, right? You need to see what's under the couch and open up yourself to a different reality that, no, I'm not actually worthy, but you need to do the work to believe that you are, because saying it is not enough. Saying it is never enough. Saying you're worthy when deep down you feel like, even try that exercise too, where you are practicing saying, I'm worthy, I'm enough. That's also crucial. Even deep down you don't believe it, pair it with the action. So what I'm going to do today to let go of a belief that I'm not worthy, I'm going to maybe surround myself with people and hang out and see, like, what kind of people am I attracting, explore yourself. Goes back to my first point, in the beginning of the video. Explore yourself. What do you like? What do you not like? What are your values? What do you value about people? What gives you joy in life? Where are you taking yourself seriously in life? And it is tough, right? I hear you. It is really tough to take on this journey, especially if you're doing it by yourself. So I had the privilege to work with, my therapist, as well as my mentors, and did a lot of inner work. But most of the time I was by myself doing the work. So apart from therapy, apart from my mentor, I'm still living like with myself in this body. So if I don't have a therapist right in this moment, or I don't have a mentor, what tools can I use? So that being that I'm not dependent on them every second of the day to help me feel better, because they give you those tools, right? Seeking out professional help so that you learn the tools when you're by yourself. And at the end, it's a beautiful way to change, but it's the most difficult thing to do. I don't recognize myself years ago. Like, I look at that little girl and I feel like I'm standing here in this moment for her. and using this platform to voice out, to really help people and encourage them to step out, encourage them to wake up, to really know that depression is not healed by medication or whatever you're experiencing. Medications don't change anything. It doesn't really solve, doesn't really doesn't really get to the root cause of your depression, only suppresses what's on the surface, hence why you don't really feel great after, hence why you're dependent on something to make you feel good. The pills, the alcohol, the smoking, the vaping, overworking, overexercising, can be anything that you're doing in excess of, or anything that you're excessively doing has an underlying void, or that you are under pressure, and the way for you to manage is by overdoing and giving yourself, and by not giving yourself the space to just release, just let go, like I'm doing here now. Noticing, like here, just being present, looking around. What can I feel right now? What do I hear? What are my eyes seeing? The sunlight. I can hear myself talking. I can see the camera. Little moments of mindfulness that you can do even while your eyes are open can be super helpful too. So I hope these tips were helpful, and although it may sound like maybe I'm explaining things over and over again, or that you've heard this everywhere on the internet right now, but I really wanted to share that experience, kind of bring in what I've observed, what I've been working through, how I help my clients, and also knowing that there is freedom at the end, but you got to open up your mind and let yourself out of the cage so you can just fly. And flying is what everyone is after: freedom, their own freedom, their own from their own cage, from their own minds, which is why so many people are sick, because they're here, they're never up down here. It may take a lot, it may take a few years, months, decades to heal, to forgive, to love, to be open, but it's possible. Plant that seed of hope, plant that seed of possibility. You'll see that you start looking, your mind will start look for ways to get better, to look for ways to decide differently, to wake up differently, to gaze your point towards different things that now challenge your perspectives, your beliefs, so you can grow into your potential. So it gets easier. It will get easier with time. And yeah. Let me know in the comments. It's open for you to either share anything. Maybe you're experiencing this or you experienced this. I really like to hear your thoughts. It's just how I keep growing, how I keep coming back to those kind of free content, and also help me better understand my audience and what you guys love to see more of, because this is truly important for me. And share this video with anyone who you think might receive a lot from it. And if you really want to get deeper and closer and not do this alone, I put a link in my bio for a one-on-one call. We can have a chat. It's free of cost, to see where you are, and that I can help you and we can work together to, move this forward, because I know that you are capable more than you think. Otherwise, you can also send me an email if you want to write anything to me, if you don't want to share it openly in the comment section. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Much love.